Hey guys, time for lunch, and we're on Nehemiah chapter 5. And there was a great outcry of the people and their wives against their brothers, the Yahudim. And there were some who were saying, "We, our sons and our daughters, are many. Let us get grain for them and eat and live." And there were some who were saying, "We have mortgaged our lands and vineyards and houses. Let us buy grain because of the scarcity of food." And there were those who were saying, "We have borrowed silver for the sovereign's tax on our lands and vineyards. And now our flesh is like the flesh of our brothers, our children like their children. And see, we are subjecting our sons and our daughters to be slaves. And some of our daughters have already been subjected, and there is no power in our hands, for other men have our lands and vineyards." And it was very displeasing to me when I heard their outcry and these words. And my heart ruled over me, and I strove with the nobles and with the deputy rulers and said to them, "You are exacting interest, each one from his brother." And I called a great assembly against them and said to them, "According to our ability, we have redeemed our brothers, the Yahudim, who were sold to the nations. And you even sell our brothers, or should they be sold to us?" And they were silent and found not a word to say. I also said, "What you are doing is not good. Should you not walk in the fear of our Elohim because of the reproach of the nations, our enemies? And also I, my brothers and my servants, am lending them silver and grain. Please, let us leave off this interest. Please give back to them even today their lands, their vineyards, their olive trees, and their houses. Also the 100th part of the silver and of the grain and of the new wine and of the oil that you have taken from them." And they said, "Let us give it back and ask no more from them. We do as you say." Then I called the priest and made them swear to do according to this word. I also shook out the fold of my garment and said, "Let Elohim in this way shake out each man from his house and from his property, who does not do this word, even to be thus shaken out and emptied." And all the assembly said, "Amen," and praised Jehovah, and the people did according to this word. Also from the day I was commanded to be their governor in the land of Yehudah, from the 20th year until the 32nd year of the sovereign of Artashashta, 12 years, neither I nor my brothers ate the governor's food. But the former governors who were before me laid burdens on the people and took from them bread and wine, besides 40 shekels of silver. Their servants also oppressed the people, but I did not do so because of the fear of Elohim. And I also worked strongly in the work on this wall. We did not buy any land, and all my servants were gathered there for the work. And at my table were 150 of the Yahudim and deputy rulers, besides those who came to us from the nations around us. And that which was prepared for me daily was 1 ox and 6 choice sheep, and birds were prepared for me. And once every 10 days, plenty of all kinds of wine. And in spite of this, I did not seek the governor's food, because the bondage was heavy on this people. O my Elohim, remember me for the good, all that I have done for this people. And it came to be when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arab and the rest of our enemies heard that I had rebuilt the wall, and that there were no breaks left in it, though at that time I had not set up the doors in the gates, that Sanballat and Geshem sent to me, saying, "Come, Let us meet together in the villages in the plain of Ono. But they were planning to do evil to me. So I sent messengers to them, saying, I am doing a great work, and I am unable to come down. Why should the work cease while I leave it and come down to you? However, they sent me the same word 4 times, and I answered them the same word. Then Sanballat sent his servant to me with an open letter in his hand, the same word the 5th time. In it was written, Among the nations it has been heard. And Gashmu is saying that you and the Yahudim are planning to rebel. Therefore, you are rebuilding the wall, and you are to be their sovereign according to these words. And you have also appointed prophets to proclaim concerning you at Yerushalayim, saying, A sovereign is in Yehuda. And now these words are heard by the sovereign. Therefore, come now, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent to him, saying, There are no such matters done as you are saying, but you are inventing them in your own heart. For all of them were making us afraid, saying, Let their hands slacken for the work and it not be done. But now make my hands strong. And when I came to the house of Shemaiah, son of Deliah, son of Mehetab El, who was restrained, he said, Let us make together in the house of Elohim, inside the Hechal, and let us close the doors of the Hechal, for they are coming to kill you. By night they are coming to kill you. And I said, Should a man like me flee? And who is there like me who would go into the Hechal to save his life? I do not go in. And see, I perceived that Elohim had not sent him, but that he spoke this prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him, because he was a hireling, that I should be afraid, and do so, and shall sin, and so they could give me an evil name to reproach me. My Elohim, remember Tobiah and Sanballat, according to these words of theirs, and the prophets, the prophetess, Noadiah, and the rest of the prophets who would have made me afraid. And the wall was completed on the 25th of the month of Elul, in 52 days. And it came to be, when all our enemies heard, and all the nations around us saw, that they fell greatly in their own eyes, and knew that this work was done by our Elohim. In those days the nobles of Yehuda also sent many letters to Tobiah, while those of Tobiah came to them. For many in Yehuda were sworn to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah, son of Arah, and his son, Yehonan, had married the daughter of Meshullam, son of Berechiah. They were also speaking about his good deeds before me, and reported my words to him. Tobiah sent letters to frighten me. I just wanted to say that we are currently in the month of Elul, that I am reading these scriptures to you. And I just thought that was really neat that in verse 15 it said the wall was completed on the 25th of the month of Elul. Pretty neat. God is always working.